Right, I'm here with Eddie Hearn. I'm all the way from South Africa, SA Boxing Talk. Eddie, putting this event together, obviously featuring some big fighters. What's your thoughts on coming to Monte Carlo?
Yeah, we were here for 4 years before COVID hit, and 3 years we haven't been here now. And it's a really unique event. You'll see on Saturday, 300 people, all in tuxedos, and a lot of high rollers, and different to what Nontshinga's used to as well, particularly in his last fight. But good for him, big international platform, great night of boxing, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously featuring as a South African channel, I've got to speak about Sibe. What was the pull for you, for him to come on a show like this and basically be signed by you guys?
Well, they wanted international fights, international fighters. Look, you've only got to look at his fight in Mexico, which was one of the best fights I've ever seen. Even the fight in South Africa recently. They tell me this fight will be very similar to the fight in Mexico, which, if that is the case, we're all very lucky. And I like the kid. I think he's got an exciting style. I think he's got a great smile. I think he can make history for boxing in South Africa. I think he can try and unify the division, maybe even become the first South African undisputed world champion, and then maybe move up to flyweight for some big marquee fights.
I saw one of the journalists was pushing about Sonny Edwards fights in the future, which I don't know if you saw. It was on your Matchroom Boxing. What's your thoughts on that going forward if he unifies?
Yeah, I think first things first, try and unify the division, and then move up to all the big fights. I mean, not just Sonny Edwards, Bam Rodriguez, Julio Cesar Martinez, maybe even Estrada, Chocolatito. I mean, they're all there or thereabouts. You saw Jesse Rodriguez, who is really a light flyweight, go to super flyweight. Now he's back at flyweight. I think a lot of these guys, I know Nontshinga is small, but he still has the ability to move up a couple of pounds. But first thing first, it would be good to try and unify the division.
All right, and this obviously opens up a talk for other South African fighters. I mean, being involved with your company, is there any interest on your end from that?
Yeah, I mean, people probably don't know, but I spent a lot of time as a kid in South Africa with my dad hosting fights, some at Sun City, some around the world in Johannesburg. He was very, very close friends with Mike Siegel back in the day, and I remember as a kid going to those fights, when Eubank boxed over there in Sun City. So for us, we have a very global look. And, I like character and personality, and when I watched Nontshinga's fight in South Africa, I saw a wild atmosphere, and I think that we can create great nights in South Africa. Obviously Colin and the guys on the ground can help with that because we don't have the ability to be there all the time. But if we can help, if we can put some money, if we can see some talent coming through, and I think Nontshinga is the flagship guy right now, and he should be a hero in South Africa because he's travelling around the world defending this world title, and if he wins on Saturday, I think there's some more big nights ahead for him.
Right, he is South Africa's only legitimate world champion as well, so that obviously puts him in a prime position. Let's focus on the other fight, the main one of the evening, Joe Cordina. I mean, he's got a live opponent in front of him. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, Vasquez had a fight with Ray Ford, who is, I think, one of the top fighters in America at the moment. He's about to fight Komatov for the world title. It was a very close fight. He believes he won that fight. A lot of people did. There's a lot of people that are telling me in America this kid is going to give Joe Cordina hell on Saturday night. But I believe that Joe Cordina is the best 130-pounder on the planet. But, when you're looking beyond, when you're looking at the unifications and you fight a young, hungry fighter, sometimes you can slip up. So Joe's got to be switched on Saturday, but I think it'll be a great fight.
And then for the future, for Joe, if he gets through this one, what is the go-to fight?
Again, try and unify the division. We just had O'Shaki Foster win with 20 seconds to go in Mexico last week against Hernandez. I think Joe should try and unify and try and move towards an undisputed fight if he can get there.
All right, and your stay in Monte Carlo, you enjoying it, Joe?
Yeah, love it. I mean, again, used to come here all the time. It's only an hour and a bit flight for me, so a really unique place, a unique venue on Saturday, but I think we'll see a great fight card.
So just the last question, the female fights, looks like there's a lot of intensity there.
Look, Ramla Ali was winning the fight, then started getting involved in a war, got knocked out badly, decides to take the rematch. She can win on Saturday, she's got to stay super disciplined, but Guzman is so confident, punches really hard, and as you saw, she's quite scary as well.
Yeah, and how do you think it's going to go?
I think Ramla can win the fight, but she's got to stay disciplined. She can outbox Guzman at all times. But Guzman is full of confidence, and she's going to start faster than she did last time. She knows she can hurt her, but she's quite clumsy. But she's very strong and heavy-handed. So Ramla's got to be super switched on, super disciplined, and I believe she'll win the fight.
A lot of fighters coming from Mexico. I said last question, but I'll ask another one. A lot of fighters coming from Mexico. Is there a pattern? Do they just put on good fights? Is that what you're thinking?
We have a lot of shows in Mexico. We were there last week. We just want good fights. Like, we want people that come for war. We want people that come to entertain and try to win. And I know that everyone on that side of the card, as you've seen with Nontshinga's opponent, they ain't messing around. They're coming to win, and it will be a tough fight for everybody involved.
Thank you very much, Eddie Hearn, for speaking to us. We'll see you soon.
No problems. Thank you.